Hi everybody, I'm going to go through the problems for 2M. So I forgot to label this. This is 2M, class activity. And in your book then it's labeled class activity 36. We're looking at problems with fractions on a number line. And so what you're going to be doing here in each of these first three is just plotting the values that you're asked to plot. So this one is 3/8. You're asked to plot these values without first plotting one. So it's a little bit of a fun problem solving practice. And then these last two, we're trying to figure out distances. Again, we're not plotting one, but we're figuring out distances based on the criteria. So let's get started. In the first one, we have to plot 3/4 without first plotting one. And on the number line you're given, of course, a 0 and a 2/3. And so what we're going to do is we are going to look at plotting 3/4. So I look at the 2/3 and I look at the 3/4 and I'm thinking, oh, I want to think in 12ths because we're really going to be looking at equivalent fractions here. And so I'm going to think of my 3/4 as 9/12. So really what I want to plot is I want to plot 9/12. And so I'm going to think of 2/3 as 8/12. Do you see where I'm going here? Because now that I'm sort of like in that world of 12ths, these are now equivalent fractions, I'm going to have an easier time plotting on the number line. Now again, I don't want to plot one first. So what I'm going to do is I want to find, since this is already 8/12, I want to figure out how big 1/12 is. So I'm going to partition this section between 0 and 2/3 in half. And so if this right here is 8/12, then I know this would be 4/12. And then partitioning that distance in half would give me 2/12, and then that in half would give me 1/12. And do you see what it is happening if I count by 12ths? Now I know the distance or the size on this particular number line of a 12th. And so I'm going to go that distance right here, and I'm going to plot my 9/12, which I'm going to label as my original 3/4. Okay, my next one, we are going to plot 3/5. But we are going to do so without plotting one. We are given 1/2. And so there's a couple different ways you could do this. Right off the bat, you might think, oh, I'm gonna think of these as tenths as my common denominator. So I can look at these equivalent fractions to better be able to plot these. And so of course, 1/2 is 5/10, and 3/5 is 6/10. I took it one step further. So this absolutely would work, but when I was just doing these myself, I was like, oh, I think I'm going to go to 20ths. Either way is fine. You're going to end up in the same place, but I'm just going to walk you through. I like to be as precise as possible. So I know my 5/10 is also going to be equal to 10/20, and that my 6/10 is going to be equal to 12/20. And so look where I'm at. I'm right here. I'm already at 10/20, and I only have to get to 12/20, right? And so I want to know how big 2/20 would be or how big 1/20 would be so I can better do that. So if this is 10/20, then I know that if I partition this section, I can get to 5/20, and then I can partition this section into simple 20ths. So now I know that that is the distance of 2/20. So I'm going to use that distance here. Maybe I'll go here and call this 11/20, and then I'll call this right here 12/20, or my intended location, same thing, 3/5. All right, next one, we had to plot 3/8, and we were given a 6. Right off the bat, I'm thinking 8 and 6, I want to look at these in terms of 24ths. So my 1/6 is equal to 4/24, and I'm trying to plot my 9/24. 3/8 is equal to 9/24. So I think I need to extend my number line just a little bit, because do you see where I'm going? If this right here is 4/24, this distance, then I know twice that distance. Let's go ahead and extend that. Then I know that twice that distance is going to give me 8/24. So right here is 8/24. And now I need one more 24th. Right? Because I'm trying to get to 9/24. So I need to find the size of 1/24. So I'm going to partition this distance in half. So here's my 2/24. And so then I partition this in half, and I already have the size of my 1/24. So that's it. So then I'll go over here. That's one more 24th. I'm counting by 24ths. This becomes 9/24, or my original 3/8 that I'm asked to plot. All right, the next one. So far, Sue has run 1/4 of a mile, but this 1/4 of a mile is, what is it? It's 2/3 of the total distance that she's going to run. So what we need to do is we need to figure out what 1 more third would be, right? And so what we have here is I'm going to think of this 1/4 as 3/12. And then I'm going to be thinking about this 2/3 as 8/12. And actually, I don't even need to think of that as 8/12 right now. This is really where I'm going to focus, because I need to figure out where are we if we go 1 more third. So I need to know if I cut this 2/3 in half. Remember, if I cut this 2/3 in half, then this is 1/3 of the distance, and I want to know what that is. And so 3/12 from here to here, I want to chop that in half, if that makes sense. So I'm going to make a nicer equivalent fraction here. I'm going to think of 3/12 as 6/24. Isn't that lovely? Because if I think of that as 6/24, then I know that 1/3 of the distance would be 3/24. And so if I add another 3/24, like that same distance right here, if I add another 3/24 onto the 6/24, then I am right here at 9/24, which is the total distance of 3/8 of a mile. And the last one, very similar. Tyler has run 2/3 of a mile, so this is how far he's gone, and this is only 3/4 of the total distance he's run. So I want to look at this 3/4. I want to partition this into thirds. That's what I'm looking at here, so that I can look at this 2/3 as 6/9. Because I'm looking at 3/4, we want 1 more fourth, so I partition this into thirds right here. And so in order to make this 2/3 make sense in the way that we partitioned it, I'm going to think of it as ninths. So if this is 6/9, then this is 2/9, and this is 4/9, right? And so I need 1 more of these thirds added on right here, right to there, and each of these is 2 more ninths, and 6/9 plus 2/9. This gives me 8/9 of a mile. All right, I hope that helped you guys and that you are doing well.